Rise of my gems. Okay, so this morning I'm picking up on Nickelback, the song Remind Me. This is how you remind me of what I really am. Okay, so I'm getting the energy of a very tumultuous or trying and even toxic relationship right now. It doesn't feel like you guys have officially ended things. However, it does feel very toxic, okay? And whereas it doesn't feel like either one of you is essentially intending to be toxic or to be a hindrance of some kind, it feels as though one person is, they're not portraying how they feel adequately. However, they feel on the inside is not what the other person is saying, okay? And with that, the person that is viewing this person, it feels as if you all or they could be growing, okay? So you're growing and you're waiting for them to catch up, or they're growing and they're waiting for you to catch up, okay? But there's definitely like this push and pull type of energy where it's like, I love you, I just don't know how to show it, okay? And it feels like somebody's running out of time. All right, that's what this feels like I said, it doesn't really feel like this person is intentionally trying to be toxic. All right, it just feels like they have the way that they show their love, the way that they could have known or grew up loving or grew up to understand the meaning of love and how it should be shown. It doesn't feel like it aligns with how you grew up and how you were raised to love. Does that make sense? Okay. Because in the song, he's essentially saying, you remind me of who I really am. Like, I can act as if I'm one person or I'm one way, but you let me know. It reminds me of a video that I saw yesterday or the day before, and he essentially said, do not rob your partner of their consequences, of the consequences of their actions. A lot of times when we love someone, all right, we tend to try to alleviate or assist them in avoiding consequences. That could be by sweeping things under the rug or saying something's okay when it's not, all right? And you essentially rob them of that, of the connection between, oh, I acted like this, so you acted like this. Even if it doesn't have anything to do with the relationship, it could have something to do with, I almost said outliers, outlanders, okay? Or friends, all right? Friends, family, and it feels like you step in and you block them from their consequences, so they never essentially learn. Like they say, you can give a man a fish, but if you teach them how to fish, then they'll be able to eat and feed their family forever. There's something that one person is blocking, and so the message never gets to them or to you because it's being filtered through someone's love or someone's eyes. I hope that makes sense. Okay, yeah. So what are they? Third party situation. This does not have to mean a relationship on the outside, okay? Although it could, single, sexy, and successful. All right. Someone could really be teetering or contemplating how life would be without the other person, all right? But like I said, there's still love there, and it doesn't feel like the relationship is over yet. I feel like the yet is like dot, 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 all right? It feels like one person, a person can only take so much, and love is not enough. You need to be compatible. You need to compromise, all right? There are things that need to be established, boundaries that need to be established on both ends, as well as within the relationship, if that makes sense. This is how you remind me of. And this person could even have enablers on the outside, all right? Enablers that assist them in their toxic ways, their toxic mindsets, okay? Flying monkey. There's definitely people watching you all right? This person could even be watching you and wondering how exactly is it that you do that, okay? And it's like, it feels like there's a teacher and a student, and this could be in different aspects. You could be the teacher in one aspect, they could be the teacher in another, and it feels like the delivery of the lesson could be a little hard to comprehend for either one of you. All right, yeah, one more. I've also been picking up on the energy of bubbles, something about a childlike nature could be significant. Someone could be really immature when it comes to expressing or articulating however it is that they are feeling, okay? As opposed to calmly coming to you, they could just behave in in a disorderly manner, okay? Yeah, endings in reverse. So there's something that neither one of you, it feels like, wants to end this. However, it does feel as if it's draining you to hold on. If it's going to continue, animosity, yeah. And it's creating like, let me finish my thought. Lord have mercy. All right. Okay. So someone could be over talking. So if there's an argument or a discussion that needs to be had, someone isn't feeling heard. Okay. And so that may be why they rebel in the way that they do. If this relationship is going to continue, then it can't carry on as is. Okay. There's something that needs to be changed. This could be how someone hears things. You know, sometimes we see things through our own perspective. So it filters through the negativity of the past, if that makes sense. So if you say, hey, I don't like the way you did that, they might hear, you're no good and you ain't shit. You know what I mean? Okay, so that could be this flying monkey as well. But let's check in on this third party sitch, all right? There could be a person on either side, all right, that is perpetuating the wrong idea. This could be because they are jealous. This could even be because they've been hurt and they don't want their friend, their family member to be hurt in the same way that they were. All right. Clarify this third party. Of who I really am. Yeah, this knight of swords to the queen of swords. So one of you goes to someone else and they speak about not wearing your heart on your sleeve, not letting the other person win in a way. And there's no winning in a relationship if the other person loses. They are your teammate, okay? So it feels like someone is going and speaking to the wrong person about relationships. This person could be very beneficial when it comes to areas that only depend upon logic, okay? Areas that absolutely need to be critiqued and overanalyzed. But when it comes to love, you have to take into consideration emotions, how the other person may feel, how the other person has grown up, okay? Or how the other person has evolved, all right? There's definitely people that are watching you, all right? Clarify this Queen of Swords. Yeah. Eight of Cups and the Temperance, okay? It feels like someone's going to have to walk away from speaking about your relationship outside of the confines of your home, okay? If you have an issue with someone, especially if you are in a relationship with them, I don't care if you are in a poly relationship, you should only keep those issues within the realms, within the connection, okay? Other people don't know how it is that you feel. They don't even know your person on the level that you know them, okay? So there's something significant about that. With the Eight of Cups and the Temperance, this person could be speaking about leaving this person so that you could be at peace. But little do they know how much you and your person bring peace to each other, okay? Yeah. Flying monkey. Somebody like to walk around with their shirt on. The Chariot, okay, someone could also be trying to or attempting to make space for someone else that they deem is more appropriate for you and or your person. Put that where it goes. Confirmation. I don't even know what the hell he's in there doing. There's a reconstruction that needs to be had because I know what my baby's in there doing. He likes to flip his pen so that he can sit on the bottom of it, all right? Ever since he got his new bed, he finds different ways to throw and toss that thing around. Someone could be a little destructive when they are upset, all right? Yeah, Nine of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles, because they know the value that you hold, okay? Someone could have also left someone behind for you, or you left someone behind for this person. Put that where it goes. And that could be some energy that needs to be cleansed and taken off. Ace of Cups, that could be some new loving energy that needs to be replaced, all right? Because there could be some lingering connections or ties to the previous relationships on either end, all right? What I just saw. What I just seed. The Fool. Yeah. Endings. It's like, I don't want to let this go, but we can't continue to argue as we do. We can't continue to, there's something about the need to agree to disagree on a more healthy level. All right. One more closing out. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Eight of Wands and the Page of Swords. Somebody needs to listen to understand as opposed to listen to react and respond. All right. Someone's very quick witted. They're very quick with, well, I would only do that if da 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 da. Well, you did this, so I did this. No, that's not going to be beneficial in this connection. This connection needs, both sides need to be heard. All right. And there's a feeling of shame on someone's end whenever the other person critiques. And shame can be a very dangerous emotion, all right? Because they can't hear you through the loud noise in their head that is telling them that you'll never be good enough. You'll never get this right, all right? Two of Pentacles at the bottom. There's a need to better communicate, all right? And this is very new to the both of you with the Page of Swords. There could even be some space and opportunity to explore how it is that the people or the person that you are with has changed, okay? I love y'all so much. The Emperor. One more closing out. This is how you remind me of what I really... Knight of Pentacles. It's going to take a little minute, but the longer that you stick it out and the more it feels like, the more you dig your heels in as far as not going anywhere, the more this person or the more you will be allowed to show your true self, okay? And all the flaws that come with that, all right? I hope this helped.